guys, it's Vanessa Terry here with Notary to Notary, and I want to show you guys how I was able to get started as a notary signing agent making $10,000 a month. When I first got started in 2015, I had no idea how lucrative this business was. So much so that I was able to quit my full-time job in 2016. Over the next few years, I've had so many successes and failures that I took all of them and bundled them up into a training program just for you. The training is available at notarytonotary.com, and there are two programs that you can register for: the Notary Signing Agent Training and the e-Notary Training. Make sure that your state licenses e-notaries before you register for that training. Once you register, you'll have instant access to the online training platform, as well as access to our live weekly interactive webinars with replay capabilities. Ready to get started? Register today at notarytonotary.com. Until then, happy signing!
Do you hate your job? Trust me, I've been there. Dreading Mondays, can't wait for Fridays. Did you know you didn't have to live like that? I did for years until I found my notary commission. Now you're probably thinking, how in the world is a notary making great money? I teach you that in my Ultimate Notary Training Bundle. I'm going to teach you how you take a simple notary commission and begin generating six figures for yourself and your business. You don't have to stay in the rat race. You can actually live the life that you would love to wake up to every single day. Don't delay. Click the link below and I'll teach you how. So it's not hard to do. And I think a lot of people, they get into it, it can be, I think the hardest thing for most people is the fear they have of themselves. Like they're just intimidated and they're scared and they are like, what if I mess up? And it's all in their head, but the actual work itself is so easy. And it's for me. So when I got into it, at one point I was a manager at Qdoba, and I don't know if you eat Qdoba, but that's a lot of work. That's guacamole, that's pico, that's a whole lot of work. That's a whole lot of manual labor. Mm-hmm. That was hard. Okay, this, all I gotta do is look at IDs and sign papers. This is not hard. This is easy compared to what I used to do. Most people's jobs, like those are hard things to do, especially compared to what you're getting paid. This is easy. It's Hey guys, good morning. Happy Monday, happy Labor Day. I'm super excited because I woke up this morning. I said, you know what? I think it's Labor Day. Everything is closed. I don't know if you're at work today, and if you are, I am so sorry. But actually not, because I work today too, so it's cool. But this morning, I said, I'm going to do a training all day. And if you've been following me for a while, I'll do these maybe like once a year or twice a year, where I will literally just keep going live throughout the day and train the entire time. And so this is what I said I'm going to do. I'm starting a little late. It's 11 o'clock, but we can go from 11 to 11. Okay. What do you think? 11 to 11? Think we could do that? Maybe train for 12 hours. But basically how it works is I'll go live and I'll train on something for about an hour, give or take a break, come back in like an hour and do it again. So definitely add me to your calendar today and say, okay, I'm going to be tuning with Vanessa all day today because I need to build my notary business. So I see everybody in the chat. I said, where are you tuning in from? Hey, Andrea. So Andrea, she's my Wisconsin problem child. She's been saying that since she first got with me. I actually have a video of Andrea. I wonder if I can find it. We did her testimonial, basically, of her building her business up, taking it to six figures. And so she's in Wisconsin. So I'm super excited to have you on my live, Andrea. And I actually saw you at the NNA conference last year. And you came up on the stage and you talked to everybody about your progress, everything that's happened. I'm really just excited to have you in this space. Let me see who else I have on. Let me see. Don. I have Sandra, or is it Sandra? Sandra. Where is JC? I saw you as soon as I walked in here. As soon as I got in there, here he go. Well, you're going to behave today, okay? Because if you go back and see all my lives, okay? He's the one that cuts up, okay? Let me see. Shamika, Tamara, I got Virginia, Illinois, Missouri. New viewer here, fairly new notary. Everybody say welcome to Dawn. Hey Dawn, we're excited to help you get going. Pearl, you're in Chester. I'm in Chester. Well, not right now. I'm actually in Florida right now. But normally I go back and forth from Virginia to Chester, so from Virginia to Florida. Let me see. Wanda from California, J3 Mobile Notary from New York, Melanin Express. Okay, Alicia from Missouri. I like it. All right, so we're going to do a lot of training today. And if you lock in with me this entire day, there's no way you will not get the content that you need. Q at Quavon, did I say it right? I actually just sent over your marketing material. So he won a marketing design. Did I send it to you? I did send it to you yesterday. Okay, cool. Hold on, make sure. I know I saw it. I didn't know if I sent it to you. He won a marketing design on one of the lives that we had, which was a logo build, a 3-flyer template, and a email signature and a business card template that we sent over. So he did win that on one of our other lives. So congratulations to you on that. Detrice is actually in our Built For You Notary program. So if you have not heard about that, I'll go over that in a little bit as well. So we do have the Built For You Notary program that basically builds your notary business for you. So I'm really excited about that situation. Let's see. I'm gonna have to take off. Wait, I'm gonna have to take the day off from my shy. I don't know the slang. Okay, then I got Lexi from Washington. Oh, my shenanigans. Okay, cool. I was like, what? Okay. All right, cool. So I'm really excited to have all of you guys in this space today. Like I said, we're gonna do a lot of training this morning. Really quick though, do me a favor and put in the chat, why are you here? Like, what are you looking to do in your notary business? What is your plan? Okay. What is the goal? Like, is it to replace your full-time job? Is it, how many of you guys got today off? How many of you guys have a job and today you got off? Like, you're like, today was my day off. I was so excited. Are you looking to replace your full-time job? Are you looking to add it and do both because you love your full-time job? Or are you looking to do something? Are you retired and like, hey, I want to do this, as income to match to go along with my retirement, whatever the case is. Why are you here today? And then also go ahead and put, how long have you been doing this? So are you brand new to the space? Did you just find about it on a TikTok video or Instagram reel? Hey, I can be a notary signing agent. Is your friend doing it or a family member is doing it? Where did you find out about it? How long has it been? Did you just find out about it? Or you've been like doing it for a while, just like Andrea, who's been with me, I think 3 or 4 years now. Okay. And what is your goal? I'm really big on goals. Congratulations. You are so very welcome. I like it. Okay. So let's see. Laura's off today. Melanin Express says she wants to replace her full-time job. I'm off. I'm looking to add and completely new to this business. You are going to be just fine because you're in the Built For You. So I got you covered. Don't worry about that. Pearl's off today. Continue to grow my business. Hold on. Continue to grow my business 4 years strong. I love that. I just want to make some money to buy some land and go off the grid. Okay. I can get behind that. Add extra income with my full-time job, trying to buy a house, notary for 2 years. Q said, I'm going to call you Q from now on. Q said, I'm going to replace my income. Tamara said, just retired from the Army, trying to match my income. Just found you last month. Well, welcome. On disability from a 30-foot fall. Oh, wow. My goal is to add more clients. Okay, perfect. Well, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you guys are here. So we're going to get into it. Like I said, this is going to be a long day. So buckle up, sit down. Bring out your notepads. I'm probably going to go from 11 to 12 o'clock. Then we'll take a break. Okay. While you're listening to me, I'm going to first start off with Notary to Notary. So Notary to Notary is the website. If you go to notarytonotary.com, and I'm going to tell you about it. So the things that we do, how I got started. That's how we're going to kick off this training session for the entire day today. Okay. All right. We're going to go over a lot of things though. My goal is to kind of cover every single thing there is to know. Fingers crossed. We're going to see if I can pull that off. Okay. So if you go to notarytonotary.com, there's tons of information on there. You're going to see a couple updates on it over the weekend. Well, the weekend's over, but this is the last day of the weekend. As far as just a couple quick things like with the mailing pop-up, so you can sign up for the mailing list and then our text community. So that'll change over the weekend. But The main thing is I've been a notary since 2014, so officially 10 years as a notary, and I started making six figures after my second year as a notary. So about 2016, I started making six figures. I made about $10,000 a month, and I've been doing that for years. So I've been full-time notary since 2016, quit my job, and in the end of 2019, I started doing classes in Virginia to help people build their notary businesses. And so I started doing that in 2019. In 2020, of course, Notary Center became a nationwide training company. We train people all over the country how to build successful notary businesses. The key is it doesn't matter where you are. You can do this regardless of your location. So you guys know I started off in Virginia. I recently, I don't call it relocated, expanded to Florida. And I did a 30-day challenge, not knowing anyone out here, not being commissioned. I moved to Florida, got my commission within 30. So from the day I landed, I gave myself 30 days to make $1,000 as a notary, and I did. So if you go back through the YouTube channel, you'll see that progress of how I did that. And the reason why I highlight that is because it doesn't matter where you are. If you learn how to do it, you can do it no matter where you go. So no matter where I'm at in these 50 states of America and territories, but in these 50 states of America, I can build and grow a six-figure notary business because I already know how. So the skill set is the same regardless of where you live. And that's what I teach you in my training programs. I teach you how to do the same thing. Really quick in the chat, because this is really important, I'll tell you why. What is your monthly goal that you're looking to generate within your business? So I told you guys that from 2016, I did about $10,000 a month every month. From 2016 up until probably 2021, because then I was still doing notary work in 2020, but then I really started throwing myself really into notary to notary and training, and that took most of my time. So even now, I don't do a lot of notary work myself, as in my stamping. I will say I probably do 2 to 3 notarial jobs a day. And you probably like, well, that's good. Well, if you go back and look at my story, I was doing about 5 to 10 a day. And so to go down from 5 to 10 to about 2 to 3, that's a big drop as far as how much I do now. But that's also because I train a lot. So like the majority of my day when I'm not on here, I'll be working on Built For You programs. So like people that are inside the program, they know I send emails. We do everything for them, their websites, their marketing, their LLCs. We do client lists, like the whole kit and caboodle. We do a lot. And so when I'm not, actively out doing notary work, I'm typically working on notary to notary. I'm also a real estate agent and a loan officer. So that gets a little bit of my time as well. But for the most part, I would say like 70% of my time goes to notary, whether that's through the coaching program or through the Built For You program or through creating content like this for you guys or different things along those lines. So, but my goal was $10,000 a month as a notary. So if Laura said 15,000, Abdullah said 10,000, Anisha, that's your name right, said 5,000. Okay, and then Maria said not Maria, hold on. Maria said 9,000 a month, and Maria's doing really good. She was a part of our coaching program too, and I want to say and now she's her goal is to do 9,000 a month, so I'm really excited. 2K part-time, 5K part-time. Let's see, 5K for beginner, then work up. Still trying to determine what my goal is, and I'm just getting started. So the trees here in the Built For You, I will say, I always say make your goal is to match whatever your monthly expenses are for your home. So in order for, that's what I always tell people to make their goal to start off. So how much money do you need to just survive? Like to take care of your expenses, your food, whatever the case is, and your goal should be no less than that. So that's you'll start no less than what it would take for you to survive. So you can make that your goal for a start and then move up from there. I've been getting a lot of orders from signing order. I love that. Okay. So I'm seeing between 4K up to 10K. I see some 15K. There is a program that we're going to be doing. It's a one-time live training event. I haven't announced it yet. This live training event can definitely take anyone who does it into six figures very quickly, even higher than six figures. It's something that we're doing on my side here in Florida. We just started doing it and it's working really well. And so we're going to teach you guys how to do it as well. but that will come out. I'll try to put that email out, but sometime this week. It's an opportunity we're going to do. And the way we want to do it is basically have one person in it from each state. So we're going to have it to be where it's a one-day training event and it's virtual, but we're only letting one person from each state participate, because the way we're doing it, you kind of want to dominate your entire state. And so if we're teaching you five people from the same state how to do it, it kind of is like we're creating more competition for you. And so, and the reality is, I could have five people, let's say, example, from Florida. The reality is probably only one or two of them are going to do it anyway, because some people have a hard time getting going and actually starting. But we just want to make it fair for people who are like, oh, this is a great program, I want to implement this in my state. And I want it to be something that when we do it, you can do it for your state. You follow me? But I'll talk about that later. And then there'll be a sign up. We'll let everyone sign up. And then I'm just going to pick at random one person from each state that's going to be able to sign up. It's going to be just going to a wheel. And it's like, okay, you got picked for your state. That way we'll do it like that. But it is a way that you can really dominate your state in this space. And so I'm really excited about that class. But that'll be coming up. So I'll talk about that later. Anyway. Stay focused. Okay, so I got started. Like I said, I'm 10 years in, six-figure notary. I teach people how to do this all the time. I have plenty of students all over the country that have built six-figure notary businesses, and I try to highlight them as much as I can on our social media channel. The other thing, too, is we have the Built For You program that I'll get into in a little bit, where we build your businesses for you, and I'm really excited about that. But we're going to start from here right now. So first thing I want to talk about is just Notary to Notary in general. So Notary to Notary is the online training program. We do have in-person classes occasionally. I'm looking at setting up some in Florida and Virginia for September and October. So I'll keep you posted on that. It's so funny because as it starts getting colder in Virginia, I'm like, I'm not doing much in-person class. It's cold, I want to say, in the house, but it's okay. I'm going to set them up. Florida doesn't get cold, so we're good. Anyway, so when you go to notarytonotary.com, the main thing you're going to see is training, and that's where the courses are that you want to get started into. Also, today you can get into all of our coaching and online courses for 70% off. You're going to use promo code LABOR for that. That does not include the Built For You program, but it does include all the courses and the one-on-one coaching. Okay. All right, so when you come to our website, the main thing I like to highlight also that I was nominated by Forbes as a top 1,000 entrepreneurs changing the way people work today. It was really cool. That was in 2021. I need to get another Forbes honorary mention because I gotta keep it going. You gotta keep it going. All right, so really quick, this is the coaching program I was talking about. One-on-one coaching. This is where you actually, hold on, she's gonna talk a little bit. This is where you actually get to meet with me. We do phone calls, and you do have online content as well that's going to be in your dashboard. But the biggest piece about one-on-one coaching is that you're able to talk to me on a one-on-one basis. I can help you build your business. You can tell me what you've done so far, what you need to do. The main thing with this is that there's literally no person on this United States, I'm saying planet, on this United States, can come to me and tell me about their notary business, and I will not be able to tell them what they're doing wrong and how to fix it. And that's a big statement, but that's a guarantee. And the reason why I guarantee is because I've been doing this for 10 years, and I've been coaching for 5. And I'm telling you, how you know what you know, what you know, what you know something. You ever did something so much that you're like, honey, I got this. This is what notary is like for me. So it doesn't matter who you are right now. If you got on a call with me and you said, hey, I'm trying to hit this goal in the notary space, I'm hitting this wall, what should I do? I can guarantee you that I will give you a solution that works. Okay, that's a guarantee. Now, if you do it, it's up to you. So say, for example, okay, you need to do a website, build it like this, optimize like this, and I give you all the instructions. Now you still have to do it, okay? Or if you're saying, hey, I want to get more title companies, which we have a class on that coming up. I want to get more work with title companies. How can I do that? I just did an AI class. Some of you guys did that AI-powered notary class with me. I just did a blast out using the tools that I taught, I want to say it was like 3 or 4 days ago. And I already have title companies that are in my inbox responding to say, okay, send me your credentials. We'd love to work with you. You know what I'm saying? And so it's all about just learning how to network and how to build the business up the right way. And I always say anyone who, it doesn't matter who you are, Catrice, Datrice, Shalisa, Lisa, I'm saying everybody's name. Doesn't matter who you are. If we got in a call and you said, Vanessa, I'm trying to make 10K. What do I do? Or I'm trying to make 10K. This is what I'm doing. It's not working. Can you help me? And if you tell me what you're doing, I can tell you if it's going to work or not. You know, like, for example, if someone just put a question in the chat, like, I'm trying to hit this goal. I'm hitting a wall here. I can give you an example of what I would tell you to fix it. Now, this is what the one-on-one coaching does. The one-on-one coaching is where I'm getting on a call with you. We're talking about it. You can even send me like links to like your profile, your website. Hey, I'm using this email template. I have one girl in the coaching program. She was using a marketing template. She said, I send the emails out. I don't get responses. I said, send it to me. When she sent it to me, I said, this is horrible. This is why you're not getting responses. And I tweaked it and I changed it all up for her. I said, okay, now send that out. And then I showed her how to track people who are opening your emails, how to see if someone's clicking on the link, like things like that when you're doing your marketing. And now she's starting to see more progress. But it's also like sometimes you don't know what you don't know, right? So you could be doing something all day. Like you could be like, oh, I'm doing this every day. And I do this every day. Okay, cool. But it's like saying, I'm trying to bake a cake and I try every day, but I'm using broccoli and ice cream and butter, and it doesn't come out like a chocolate cake. And it's like, well, that's because you have the wrong ingredients, honey. But you can try that every day with the same ingredients. If it's wrong, it's not going to work. That's why I always say, if you do the one-on-one coaching, we sit down and we talk about, okay, what are you doing? Why is it wrong? Let's get you on the right path. Or maybe you're doing it, but to the wrong volume. So let's say, for example, you're saying, hey, I want to get on with signing service. This is an easy one. I'm on 2 platforms. That's not going to work. You need to be on 100. Let's go. Right. So you did the right thing and now you got onto 2 signing services, but your volume was wrong. You see what I'm saying? Like I had one, my student, she was like, well, I want to get on with attorneys. And I talked to a lot of them and they were like, they have their own attorney and they have their own notary in office. So I told her how to find attorneys that typically will not have an in-house notary. And then I said, well, how many did you hit? And I think she said like 3 or 4. And I was like, well, that's why. You're hitting nowhere near enough. And the idea of you thinking that you have to do everything like in person, we got to stop thinking like that. You want to cast a wide net. And so it's really using all of the tools, whether that's social media, whether that's ads, whether that's emails, whether that's phone calls, whether that's in person, whether it's mailers. It's diversifying your marketing tools. And I teach you guys how to do these for free, like free tools you can use. Like don't think, oh, it's going to cost money. No, it does not. Okay. When I got started in 2014, I had 2 pennies that I owed someone. Like I had that money was due to somebody else. Okay. I was in the hole. So I didn't have a lot of money to invest into building this. So I had to figure out how to deal with the least amount of money out of pocket. And that's what I teach you guys how to do. Like I can tell you things you can do that cost money, but I can always say, okay, if you're like, Vanessa, I don't have any money to put out. Great. This is what you're going to do right now. I tell everybody, as long as you have the money to get your commission through Secretary of State's office, the money to at least buy 1 stamp, you're good. That's it. I can get you moving. I can get you moving with that. Boom. As long as you have that, you have to have the bare minimum. You have to have the commission. Okay. And if you're like, well, I don't have money for a commission, DoorDash. There you go. Okay. As long as you have a license, and I think it's not a horrible driving record, you can DoorDash. And guess what? If you have a horrible driving record, you can still Instacart. Well, I think it's like Uber. You can't have a horrible driving record, but like I think when you're not transporting people and it's like food, they let you do it. So let's not make excuses. Okay, we can come up with like $100, okay, for a commission if it's up to $100, and then stamps are like $20, maybe 25. And we use a company called All State Notary Supplies. That's actually the company that I found when I first got started. I ended up partnering with them later, but I actually started off with them in the beginning because they were the cheapest, okay? And they could deliver it pretty quickly. So they had great customer service. I was able to get what I needed. So if you go to All State Notary Supplies and you use promo code Notary15, you actually save 50% off your order. And they give you, what is it? They give you, sometimes Not all the time. They'll let you double up on promo codes. So if there's another one they're offering, sometimes they'll let you double up on it. Sometimes, not all the time. Okay, so that's the main thing here on the website. So you do have one-on-one coaching as an available option for you to build your notary business. It's normally $199 a month, normally, but if you use that promo code on the screen, LABOR, LABOR, you get it for 70% off. You can cancel whenever you want. You can use it for just 1 month, or you can keep it for as many months as you need. It's really up to you. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you really quick is going to be resources, and then we'll go to events. Okay, so couple things. We do have the Notary Business Center that's in Virginia that I opened that I want to say 2 years ago. That's where we have a lot of the classes that we do in Virginia. That's where we do all things notary work are in that office, fingerprinting, weddings. We actually do notary work out of there. Our signing service runs out of there. And then we do have virtual office addresses, LLC setup services, and registered agent as well. Now that runs through a different website. I'm just going to put in here in case you need any of those. It's called yourregisteredagent.io. So we do your LLC. Do not go through LegalZoom, please. We do your LLC, and that's for any state. We'll do your LLC. If you're in Virginia, we'll give you a virtual office address and registered agent services. So those are things that you do need for your business if you're going to set it up the right way. But it's one of those things that's like, okay, we can start off like this. So I have one student in the Build For You program. We're starting off as a sole prop for her because she's in California. California's $800 for LLC. Let's get you some money coming in first. We'll sole prop it, make some money, reinvest, get the LLC. So all right, so we have a couple books that we have on Amazon. They're also on our courses, which is really cool because if you can do an ebook, you can promo code it and get it 70% off, or you can go to Amazon and get How to Make $1,000 a Week as a Notary Public. And then our e-notary guide. Oh, that's what I'm going to tell you. How many of you guys are Rons? If you're an e-notary, go ahead and put e-notary in the chat. If you are an e-notary, just put Ron in the chat because I just partnered with another e-notary company that wants to use my notaries. What? They're like, because we need some notaries, and we need notaries that are trained, please. And so they were like, if you have Ron's, I'm going to put together an email and send it out. And then what I'm going to do is email's going to go out, and they have a lot of work, loan closing and general notary work on e-notary. And they need it in certain states, they need a lot of, I know Virginia, they need a lot of Virginia. I think it was like Massachusetts. I forget. It was like a list of states that they needed in desperately, but they wanted to make sure they also knew how to do e-notary work. And so I'm going to send the email out so you guys can respond back to it. And then we'll start just filter through, and I'll start forwarding people over. I probably do a little quiz, a little 10-question quiz to see if you know what you're doing. Definitely want to make sure you have that e-notary course because that's going to make a major key for me. And not just having the course, did you do the course? Like that's a big, okay, I got to know what you know. And the reality is if I hop on a phone call with you, I probably will only ask you like 2 or 3 questions. But in those 2 or 3 questions, I know if you know what you're doing or not. And the beautiful thing is, even if you don't know what you're doing, you can get trained to know what you're doing. Be like, Vanessa, I want to work from home as an e-notary. Great. Go get in the e-notary course. It's 70% off today. Right. And then another thing you can do is do the practice e-notary session with me. I put that out on an email a couple times where we go in and I teach you about e-notary. I don't go deep into your laws unless you have a question about your laws. You still want to read your laws on your own. But we actually do practice e-notary sessions together so you can see how it runs, what you need to be doing so you can make sure you're doing it the right way. And I'm trying to find that. I know I sent it out as an email. I have to see if I still have it on the we're going to find out if I have it. But what I'll do is I'll email it out again so that way you guys have it. But I'm going to send that email out today because she is trying to get everybody signed up this week, as many people as she can that can do Ron, and that can do it. So you can do Ron, general notary, and loan closing. There was something else she mentioned too. I forget. But I'm going to send that email out today so you guys can get registered for that. I'm trying to see if I can find the practice session. This might be it. The e-notary practice session. So if you need practice doing eNotary, just use this link I'm going to put in the chat for that. The other thing is we are still looking for notaries for another one of the companies that I'm partnered with that does court recording, but all you're doing is the eNotary. It's not eNotary. Just doing one of the notarial acts. I forget. I think it's the oath. But give me 1 second. If I can find that link, I'll put it in the chat too. It's certain states that she's looking for, but the key is too, she wants to make sure she's getting people that have that know what they're doing. I'm gonna have to email it out. If I can, well, we're gonna be on here all day. I'll find it and I'll put it in the chat for you too, so that way you have it. Okay. Yeah, so those are the things. So we have the do-it-yourself eNotary, and then of course the Notary Journal. All those are available on Amazon. And that's about it. So that's your registered agent. That's what does the LLC, virtual office address, all that good stuff. We also do logos. Should you need one, the logos are here. We're not doing website builds right now unless you're in Built For You. So if you're in Built For You, we do your website. If you need a logo, like I said, you can use us. You can make one on Canva. There's a lot of AI tools out there now that will also do it. Quick thing, events. Okay. So, and this is how you just get really familiar with Notary to Notary and how we work. So we do have 3 classes coming up that are already out. It's the 1-day intensive Notary Bootcamp, which is one of our biggest, most popular trainings that we do. It's 5 hours. You get way more content than 5 hours though, because you do get also replays of other trainings that I've done as well. And it's only $27. You actually get trained on general notary work, loan closing, eNotary, how to build the business. And then it goes deeper into like marketing and AI. It's touching on AI. It touches on taxes, touches on business credit. So quite a bit of things that it touches on. So this is a very complete training. This one is next Saturday. So I think I have the link for this. I have to look and see if I have it available on that I can just put in the chat. But if you just go to Notary to Notary events, also some people have said they have had issues with registering. If you're doing it from the app, the Eventbrite app, sometimes it does give you an issue. Always just go to the browser if you're trying to register for it and you can't attend. It won't want to register. All of our trainings are recorded, so you do get the replay also, so you don't have to be on there live if you don't want to. But if we do giveaways, which we usually do for all of our classes, you do have to be live in order to win. What services can be done as eNotary? All your notarial acts you can do it electronically. Should I sign up for that or focus on the Built For You? Patricia, you're in Built For You. No, just do Built For You. You don't need that. If you're in the Built For You program, you don't need this one. No, because you're going to get Built For You. We're going to go over intensive. We're going to go over fingerprinting, and you're going to go over the title. And we give you all your marketing materials for title, and we give you a list of title companies, and we give you scripts and templates and whole kit and caboodle. So, no, you're good. If you're in Built For You already. And I did say I was going to get you guys the link for the Built For You program, and I forgot. But I'm going to find it for you, and then we're going to keep going. So every Saturday, for the most part, we'll have a class that's happening virtually or in person. If it is in person, it'll say really big in person, so you'll know. Everything that you see right now is completely virtual, so you can just stream in online. You do get the recording. So we have 10x your notary business, earn money with fingerprinting. So if you want to learn how to do fingerprinting as a notary, it's considered non-notary work. That's what we will do. And then go direct to title training. It's basically where we talk about title companies, title insurance, what their actual job is, so you understand your client base, and then how to market to these companies to get this work. So I did an interview recently with Crystal in Indiana, where she was talking about, she's one of the Built For You graduates, where she got this title company that pays her now $250 for each closing that she does, $250. And that's why I said that's not abnormal. People are like, what? Title? So when you do loan closings, you're either doing it you're always doing it for title, whether that's an attorney title or just title. Now, these title companies can either work with you directly, or they can go through a signing service. If they go through a signing service, they split that closing fee with you in the signing service. So let's say, for example, the title company was prepared to pay $300 for that closing to happen. They'll give $300 to, example, like, I don't know, Closing Solutions, right? Which is a signing service. Then the signing service has that $300. They'll say, okay, I'm going to pay you, Tiffany, $100 to do it. Now, Tiffany can negotiate and say, okay, I'll do $125 or I'll do $100, whatever the case is. Boom. So the title companies use a signing service because most title companies do closings all over the country. And to try to find individual notaries all over the country sometimes can be a headache. So they're like, hey, I'm going to use a signing service who has a pool of notaries. I'll give them the order. They'll farm it out. And that's why the signing service gets a portion of what you get, and then you get the rest. So when we talk about going right to title companies, it's being able to go in and work right with that escrow officer. And when they have worked directly, they call you. And that's how so the one that she got was a direct title connection. And so that's how you're able to get, most title companies will, on the low end, start you off at $150. Because anything lower than $150 is typically not standard to pay a notary for closing right from title. So most title at the lowest will do $150, upwards of $300, even higher than that, depending on what's happening in the close. And so it's if you're looking to get more for what you're doing as far as loan closing work, that's what people always say, well, I go right to title. People always say, oh, I want to go right to the title company, because they'll give you the full signing fee versus getting, $70 or $100 from a signing service. So that's what that class is teaching you how to do, how to work right with title companies. Now, I recommend having both loan closing, signing services and title companies. And signing services, we give you a list in both the coaching program and the notary to notary training. Inside the Ultimate Notary Bundle, we give you the list of 100 signing services. And if you get the Ultimate Signing and Title Company list, it has more companies for title across the country and signing services across the country. So there's tons and tons of companies. You're never going to be done signing with all of them, but the more that you have, the bigger your chances are of continuing to increase your revenue pool. Okay, does that make sense? So those are the 3 classes that we have. We do limit all of our classes up to 100 people because the platform that we use only lets 100 people in each class. So if you ever try to register and it doesn't let you register, and it's full, it'll say full, and that's why. So I've got a lot of emails about that over the past couple months, because how we're doing it now, the company that we use, it only lets 100 people into that virtual training. So if you go register, I would recommend that you do it sooner rather than later, because if you wait till the last minute and you can't register because it's full, I can't do anything about that because that's the company that we use. But yeah, so each one does allow for up to 100 people in for these. Okay. All right. So that's notary to notary. We talked about coaching. We talked about events. And now we're going to get into training. Okay. Before I do that, I'm going to swap this out really quick. Stop share. Okay. So while I do that, I'm going to pull up training, and we're just going to start with the basics. We're going to start with how do you even get started? We're going to start from the very beginning. We're going to start from the the Ultimate Notary Training. And I'm going to log in really quick so I can teach you guys from the course itself. It's making me get a password. All right, hold on, guys. But while I'm doing that, if you have questions, put it in the chat and I'll answer your questions while I get this logged in. What time is it? We still got a good 25 minutes of training to go. Take this time and put your questions in the chat. If you have a goal that you're trying to hit and you're not hitting it, that means you have a question, because if you knew what you were doing, you would get it done, right? So we're missing something here. All right, hold on a second. All right, here we go. Or not. Burp. Okay. Product, course. Course. Of course I want the course. Of course I want the course. And all of your courses that you get from Notary to Notary are always come with lifetime access, so you have them indefinitely. And there we go. All right. And then preview. I think I got it now. Perfect. And screen share. And let's see if I can mute this. So when you say help you get certified to do what? I'm really big on people not looking for certifications because most states do not require them. Now, if you decide to get them, that's personal preference, but I'm really big on us knowing the verbiage of what we need to do in order to be successful. in this space. There's a lot of people out there selling you a lot of different things, a lot of stuff you don't need.
About building a notary signing agent business,
right.
from licensing and insurance
we're gonna start
to finances, marketing. We even go over
about,
how to acquire clients, such as signing companies and title companies. You'll also learn how to complete loan closings and how to charge for them as well.
About 3 years.
Remember, any questions that you have, you can always ask them during our weekly live interactive webinars. So let's get started.
What to do wrong. Okay, so the courses have changed since 3 years ago, but if you already have it, you get all the changes. So whenever we make changes, you always get access to those changes. We don't change it. Like, you don't have to repurchase a course because we added stuff to it. You always have access to it. It's funny because people who've had the course since 2019 have way more content now because they got into it like a long time ago, which is pretty cool. All right, so this is going to be right from the Notary Signing Agent Training Part 1. So it's include the NSA bundle or the Ultimate Notary bundle. But the main thing I want to start with is
getting
what
started
is a notary
as
public.
a notary
So we're going to
public.
really just walk through some of these courses in here.
So
as a notary public, you are commissioned.
One of the main
by
responsibilities
your
of a
state,
notary public
okay?
is to properly
your
identify
Secretary of
their
State
signer.
Is the entity that
Take
will
a high
issue
degree
your
of care in
commission.
identifying signers.
Okay.
Before performing a notarial
I was
act,
under
a
the
notary
impression
must be
Virginia
certain of the
required
identity of
you
the
to be
person
notary,
signing.
and I'm so glad
A
you
notary
said
is
that.
required to exhibit a high degree of care
so
in
funny
identifying
because I just,
signers before
talked to
actually
a rep from
notarizing
NNA
any
yesterday,
documents.
And I said,
Unless you know the
gonna
signer
change some of the
personally,
verbiage on their
the
website because some
person
of it's
must
incorrect,
present
and I've been meaning to
qualifying
tell them for a
identification,
while.
such as a
in
state-issued
every
driver's
state
license
in
or
these
identification
United
card,
States, you just need to
U.S.
be commissioned
passport,
as a notary.
U.S. military
That's what
ID,
it is.
state, county, and local government
Okay, is there
IDs,
audio playing?
permanent resident cards or green cards, or even a foreign passport works.
Oh, I didn't mute the tab. Hold on. Down. It says muted. That's strange. Is it still playing? Let's try something. Share screen. It shouldn't play anymore because I muted the tab, so we'll see. Okay. You don't need a title producer's license. You only need that if you're going to collect funds at the table, which you do not have to do. There is an NNA certification that's not required in any state. It is recommended because you can get more clients with it. But the only thing you have to do in order to do notary work is to have a commission and a stamp. Okay. We recommend more things to build the business. It's like if you're a real estate agent, all you need is a license. And you got to hang it in a brokerage in most states. But that's it. You don't need all these other things. But these are things that if you do get, it helps. But the main thing is get your commission through Secretary of State. It's $50, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, or $45. That's it. Just do that. Okay. All right, hold on. All right, so you want to read your handbook as well. A lot of people have gotten confused about what they're allowed to do. And it's so funny when I get questions or calls and people say, hey, can I do this? I always say, what does your handbook say? Like when it comes to marketing and things like that, that's different. But you're saying, hey, can I notarize this? Does your handbook say you can? Like your handbook really tells you everything you need to know. Now, I understand if it's like worded funky. We can talk about that. But for the most part, it's just read your handbook. Of course, you can identify signers more than just by government issued IDs. You have credible witness. You have personal knowledge. Some states allow for more than just that as well. This is what I was going to say. What is a loan signing agent? So a loan signing agent is a notary public that conducts loan closings. You are not required to have any additional licensing or certification after you receive your notary commission in order to work as a loan signing agent, except for in like 2 states. I think it's Maryland, once you have a title producers, and then a state starts with an M that has another license. That's it. Obtaining the signing agent certification from the NNA is highly recommended. It's not required by law, okay? And it just helps you get more work with some companies that want that certification. So I have it, and I will continue to get it because it helps me work with some companies who want that. As a loan signing agent, you will print and bring or arrive at a client's location. the loan documents, you go over them, you get them to sign and notarize it, and then you send it back to the company that hired you. Typically, it's FedEx or UPS. Okay, that's the main process as far as being a loan signing agent. Also, loan signing agent and notary signing agent is not a thing. We made it up. It's not a real word. It's something that we just said. And it's something that I think the audio is still playing for some reason. I don't know why it's playing, but it is playing. I probably will just have to tweak it. We'll see. It's not a real thing. Like I said, it's something that we've made up. So there is the notary signing agent, loan signing agent, we just call ourselves that. You don't see those words in any legislation except for the 2 states that use it. Outside of that, it's just a term we call ourselves. So just remember that. Having your commission is all you need to start working as a notary, period. Okay. I do recommend you get E&O insurance. Okay. I recommend getting it from the NNA. So if you go to nationalnotaries.org, they use a company called Merchants Bonding that issues your insurance. I don't recommend getting it from like your car insurance place and things like that, because a lot of times the policies are not written to cover you. And most companies won't take some policies that are ridiculous because they're not written to cover you. As far as coverage goes, $25,000 is the lowest you should ever go, but recommended is like $100K. I did $25K for a long time, and then I upped it to $100K. But some states want you to start off with $100K. It's because the property values are higher. So it's recommended for like Florida, Texas, New York, California. I think in some states, I think California even recommends like $1 million. Just depends on like where you live. But it's really personal preference. The main thing is you want to have E&O insurance. You only have to have a bond if your state requires you to have a bond. A bond does not protect you. It protects the general public. Okay, E&O insurance protects you. So say, for example, you do a notarization and you were found negligent, you did something wrong, and it cost somebody $10,000. That $10,000 after you're found negligent by a judge, okay, yeah, you're wrong. That $10,000 gets immediately paid out from the bonding company. If there's a company that has a bond, if you're in a state that requires a bond, they pay it out. The bonding company then immediately comes to you and says, hey, I need my $10,000 back. And you would either have to come out of pocket and pay that, or provide your E&O insurance provider to them so they can pay out that claim. So that's how that works. Is it true the NNA insurance does not cover loan signings? It does. The problem is that people are getting bent on verbiage, and it's not that deep. So notary signing agent and loan signing agent is not a thing. It does not exist. It is not a real thing, okay? It is not a thing. It is not real. We made it up. You are a notary. That's what the policy covers. Your notarial acts. So when people say, oh, well, does it cover me as a notary signing agent? That's not a thing. We made it up. Even when you're working as a quote unquote notary signing agent, what are you doing? Notarial acts. Stop it. It covers your notarial acts. The only thing I tell people to do is, if you really want to be protected, get your E&O insurance and then get a general liability policy. So E&O covers your skill set, your service. General liability protects the entire company, the business that you have, from anything else. The only thing typically wouldn't cover is like, what is it, terrorism, cyber. I think so. They started selling like different insurances now. I think it's like cyber attacks and then terrorism and like different other parts. But for the most part, E&O is all you need. And then you can also get general liability. I use a company called Hiscox for my general liability. They're really good. Most entrepreneurs start off with them. I think they're perfectly fine just for a basic general liability policy. That's all you need. Yeah, you don't need it. It's like levels to this, okay? Like if you buy a car and you own it, you don't have to have insurance. If you get in a car accident, you know what it is. So okay, you say, okay, you go get insurance. I can just get collision only. What is it called? So if someone hits me, the insurance covers them, but I'm out of car. Then you can say, well, I'm gonna take it up a notch. I want collision and I want to cover them and cover me. So it just depends on how high up you want to protect yourself. Okay. So Tiffany, your question of does the NNA cover apostille services? I'm really big on verbiage, so I'm going to break this down because I want you to be big on verbiage, okay? The NNA is the National Notary Association, okay? The NNA doesn't cover anything. They sell insurance through a third party. So they connect you through a third party called merchants bonding. Merchants bonding will issue you an insurance policy. That insurance policy covers your notarial service. Stay with me. Apostille is not a notarial service. In no state in these 50 states are you actually issuing an apostille. So you can't be covered in doing an apostille because you're not doing it. You follow me? But let's say, for example, someone comes to you with an apostille. They would like you to help them submit to the state because the state has to do it. And it's done wrong and they want to sue you. This is where your general liability comes in. Now, your general liability comes in because it protects the entire company as itself. Now, you could get a policy and see if they will cover additional services besides just notarial. You probably have to do it as like an addendum and see what else they'll write on. But typically, if you just get general liability, it will cover that. But the thing is, I want you to remember is like you're not doing apostille. So that I guess you could just call that other services. So it's to cover other services that I offer. Like say, for example, because as a business, any business can be sued. I can go to McDonald's right now and say, I'm going to sue you because the air quality is poor. Right? McDonald's probably doesn't, well, they probably do now, but McDonald's probably doesn't have an insurance policy that literally says, we cover if someone says your air quality is poor and it made them sick and now they're going to sue you. But if they have a blanket policy, like a general liability policy, then they can try to run those things through it because it's kind of covered because you never know what someone's going to say. You know what I mean? Like there's people who sue McDonald's for being fat. Remember that? People said, oh, well, McDonald's, there's a lawsuit pretty recently, I think it was against McDonald's, that basically said that it was false advertisement for their burgers because their burgers are bigger in the commercial. And basically how it broke down was McDonald's or most of the restaurants, they don't cook the patties till completely done. They cook them a little bit because when you cook them too much, it makes them small. So they cook it like a certain amount so it can not be fully cooked on the inside, so they stay bigger. So the lawsuit is saying, well, that's false advertising because when I get it, it's not that big. They probably didn't have a policy that said, okay, we cover you if someone says your burgers are bigger than they actually are. You know what I mean? So that's why you have blanket policies that cover things like that. But the idea behind E&O insurance in any industry, not just notary, E&O stands for errors and omission. It's also simultaneously used for professional liability. So if you see a policy that says professional liability, that is another term for E&O, errors and omission. This protects your skill set. What are you saying? Like if you're a mechanic, what do? I fix cars. Okay, so that's what we're protecting, your skill set. But that mechanic may also, I don't know. I mean, when it comes to insurance is one of those things that it can get really funky, and I'm not an insurance agent. But that's all you need. I've never had to use my insurance ever. Okay, not once. Thank God. Okay, but that's what it's there for. You know, like I've had to use my car insurance maybe once or twice, probably like 3 times. Not my fault. I only had one accident in my whole life. Thank you, Jesus. That was my fault. Okay. Every time I had to use my car with somebody else being foolish. Like, hey, you didn't see my car. You didn't see it. Okay. I'm gonna let you go. Okay. But it's just good to have in the event of. Okay. The only insurance we're all going to end up using eventually in our life is life insurance. Okay. It's the only one you're going to have to use eventually. And if you don't have life insurance, go get it and stop it. That's what you're going to do today. Stop listening to me and go get life insurance. That's important. I know. You're welcome. Y'all don't know I do this. I'll speak you a little bit because it's really important. You need a medical directive. You need a power of attorney. You need life insurance. As a notary all day, and you guys know if you do general notary work, you're going to nursing homes and hospitals. People are waiting to the last minute to get power of attorneys done, medical directives done, and try to get life insurance. And then when we get to the nursing home, it's a sob story. Woe is me. I'm crying because I don't have power of attorney, and the hospital says I can't do anything with my mom or my husband or whatever have you. And can you notarize this? I can. If you have the documents, I can. If they're still awake, I can. If they so happen to still be in sound mind. If any of those things are not valid or not happening, no. And I can't tell you my people that I've had to tell no, because guess what? You waited to the last minute. You didn't know they were going to get in a car accident and become so unconscious. But guess what? This is now what happened. And yes, the insurance company will not talk to you. And yes, the bank will not talk to you. And yes, the hospital will not work with you, because guess what? You did not follow the law, and they're not going to get sued behind your foolishness. No. Okay, everybody on the side of my voice, you need to get a power of attorney. They're completely free. They're all over the internet. It's really not rocket science. Get it notarized. Really not rocket science. Do a medical directive. You only need 2 witnesses in most states. Some states, I don't think any state requires you to have a medical directive notarized. Medical directive. And I don't sell life insurance, but I do have a life insurance rep that I work with. And it's so funny. In fact, I'm going to give y'all his information, because he was like, and I do occasionally, I don't really talk about life insurance that much, but I do sometimes. And he writes it, I think he writes in all states. Let me see if I can find him really quick. Javon Coker. He's really sweet. I love him. He's the best ever. But yeah, you need some insurance. And tell him Vanessa sent you. Tell him Vanessa sent you. You need a policy today, because you're not going to be walking around with a GoFundMe. You're welcome. Okay? Well, you're not going to be walking around. You won't be. Your family walking around with a GoFundMe because you didn't get life insurance. Okay? Let's not. And really quick, we got to stop looking at life insurance as like I don't have to. You do have to have it. It costs a lot of money to bury people, unless you want to donate your body to science, which is free. You want to do that? And then are your bills taken care of? Everybody good? No? Get life insurance. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Stop. You can get a term policy for nothing. Stop it. You're doing too much. Cut it out. Are you done? Okay. Let's not do that. And it's really, really important, guys. It's the time out for us to stop making ridiculous. You know how you say, I said it's time for people to stop working jobs they hate, stop working jobs that you hate. And then you walk in there every day, you kidnapping yourself, taking yourself to a job you hate. Let's stop doing that. But it's also stop dying without life insurance. Can we stop doing that? And then our family's looking crazy. I can see if you had savings. If you don't, you're looking crazy. How many times are y'all done looking at the GoFundMes? Okay. When it takes 2 seconds. And you can get most of these policies now, you can get a whole one for like $100 for the whole year. You spend more on that with your Netflix subscription. You're welcome. What? Anyway, I'm done on that spiel. Should you so happen to need help with the life insurance or the power of attorney, or you know what I said I was going to do? I had this thought the other day. I was going to put this post out on social media because I had honest story. If he's seeing this, he gonna be like, Vanessa, why are you telling me? But I'm serious. My dad was actually in the hospital recently, and I have been fussing at him for a minute to get his power of attorney done, and he did not. And in that moment, I said, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I had to lay him out nicely. You had to do it nicely in the hospital. You don't want to make him feel bad in the hospital. But I said what I was going to do was do a one day where I just do free notarizations online for power of attorneys, and you don't need a medical directive notarized, but power of attorneys. And I was gonna tell everybody just, hey, this day we'll do it as an e-notary. Just it'll basically come out of my pocket because I have to pay to do e-notaries, and I would just sit on there and just e-notarize to those power of attorneys just get them done, because you don't realize how much you need it. And especially most people think that because you're married, you automatically get power of attorney over your spouse. In a lot of states, that's not true. In Virginia, that's not true. There's only like, I think, 8 states, I think, that give you that spousal privilege. Most states, guess what? No, most states, you have to have an executed power of attorney, or if something happens to your husband or your wife, we can't prove the child is happy, so you can't have access to his bank account. I'm so sorry, ma'am. You see what I'm saying? Like, they're like, oh, I don't know you. Apparently he didn't know you either because he didn't put your name on it. So no. And guess what happens? Y'all want to know what happens to your money? Real quick, y'all ready? So let's say, for example, someone dies and they got money in the bank and they didn't put their spouse on or no one else on it, because you can list beneficiaries on the account, or you can do a power of attorney. Power of attorney is only valid while you're living. So if you're dead, power of attorneys are no longer valid. You need a will. You're welcome. Now, if you have a will and you go to the courthouse and to the bank, let's say you don't have a will, you don't have nothing. You go there and you say, hey, I need to get this money out of my husband's account, and you're not on it. They're not giving it to you. It's over. Hang it up. You know, banks have to keep that money. This is what happens. So what happens is they get to keep it. They report it first to the state. So the state will get the notification, hey, there's unclaimed money that belongs to this person. And y'all can try to get an attorney or whatever the case is to figure it all out. At a certain point, though, that money goes back to the bank and the bank gets to keep it. So how many of you guys feel like giving free money to Bank of America? You're welcome. Okay. But it's things that we don't know. When you don't know, the lack of information is just like, are you serious right now? You're welcome. Okay. So really quick, yes, you do want to have power of attorney, will, medical directive, and life insurance. That is all. So the clock on the wall. If you do reach out to Javon, make sure you tell him Vanessa sent you. Okay. How did I get on this point? Oh, E&O insurance. So you definitely want to have E&O insurance to cover what you're doing. Let's talk about what you need supplies wise. So you need 2 notary stamps. You want to have 2 in case one breaks. Notary journal. If you're in the Built For You program, we actually get you any supplies that you don't already have. So that's included as a part of your registration. Black and blue pens, notary bags, receipt books, a LaserJet dual tray printer. We shipped a lot of those out to Built For You students. LaserJet dual tray printers, packs of letter and legal papers, and then folders to keep all your clients' information in as well. Okay. All right. Everybody with me? All right. We have about 5 more minutes, and then we're going to regroup, and I'm going to come back on. See how much we can get through. All right, so as far as getting started, there is a piece that I want to talk to you about too, and this is about setting up your business. So I tell everybody to get an LLC. Do not go through LegalZoom. If you need someone to do your LLC, I can do it for you. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. YourRegisteredAgent.io is where we do LLC setups. If you're in Virginia, we do registered agent and virtual office address. But I recommend having an LLC. So the LLC protects you in the event of anybody suing you. It separates your business from your personal, what you need to do. But it also gives you benefits tax-wise. I can't tell you the amount of tax benefits you get as a LLC versus a sole proprietor. Sole proprietor is not a business type. It is basically just saying, and I say this story all the time. This is what happened. So what happens is sole prop was not a thing. Limited liability was, corporations, LLPs, general Ps, all this like that. All those were things. What happened was, this is my story. This story I made up. Okay. So what happened was, there's this guy in the IRS that was sitting around and was like, are we getting all the money in? Where's all the money? Is it coming in? And then he started noticing, well, there's money moving over here. Why am I not getting a part of that? And then someone said, well, that's just Jessica. Jessica's in her garage and she sells cupcakes, but she doesn't have a real business. And then he said, but she's making money. Well, yes, she is, but she doesn't have a business. She just sells cupcakes. And then he said, well, is she making money? And then she said, well, yes. He said, well, I would like part of her money. So then he said, all right, let's call her not business owner, Jessica. We're going to call her sole prop. That just means you still making money and it's not from your W-2 and I want a piece. Thank you. Okay. That's what happened. Okay. And so that's why I say just do an LLC because you get to write off so many things. So fun fact, W-2 employees and sole props are the highest taxed in this country. You're welcome. Let that simmer. Let that simmer for a minute. Okay. You're welcome. Okay. All right. So you do want to get an LLC. You want to set that up. You want to get an EIN. Okay. So EIN is basically like a social security number for your business. If you make over $600, you're going to have to file. Well, if you make over $600, you're going to get a 1099. You're going to file taxes anyway. So don't worry about that. I also give you my, CPA's information inside the course. He works with all my students nationwide. He's really good at notary work. And the reason why I say that is because how many of you guys know there is a tax code that you don't pay self-employment tax on your per seal amount that you charge. So that's about 15% that you're saving in taxes. But most tax professionals don't know because it's niche to notary work. So the tax code is so detailed. It's important to have somebody that you work with that can actually tell you what to do and how to do it the right way. And so you're still going to pay income tax. Actually, you're paying income tax. You're not paying self-employment tax. So that's a whole tax that you're not having to pay on your notarial acts versus having to pay both income and self-employment. Now I break that down more in the course. In the tax financial management course, I break that down a lot. The other thing too, before I go, is This entire day, you will be able to access the golden ticket, which I don't think is available on the main site anymore. Let me see. And the golden ticket was a bundle we put out quite a few times that basically gives you all of our training courses in one bundle. And it allows you to get all of the trainings, 18 courses for $4.99. But today, when you use that promo code, you get it at 70% off. Okay. So that is available today as well. Give me one moment. All right. So I reached out to your website and asked the question, but I never heard back on a bundle course I want information. So you can ask it right here. You got me now. Or you can send an email to info@notarytonotary.com. Either way is fine. I'll be back on here in about, I don't know, 30 minutes or so to an hour. I'm going to do some bill for you work. And then I'll come back and we'll dive into general notary work. That's where we'll pick up and just go right into general notary work, how to work with attorneys, nursing homes, hospitals, your local people in your community, how to market to them. Some things that I've learned that it just help. I really like general notary work. It's one of my favorite things to do because you get paid same day. We'll talk about that too, how to collect payment, all that good stuff. This is going to be a whole day of training. Think of your questions when I come back, put them in the chat. And we'll do a nice, fun giveaway when I come back too. Isn't that gonna be fun? Let Shamika want a lot of one printers for me. We got a lot of printers. We did a lot of printers. Every time we had a class, we had a printer. We used to do a lot of in-person conferences across the country. We always give out printers during the classes. All right, so I put the link to the golden ticket there. Use promo code LABOR for 70% off on the training. And like I said, hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to give you this other link too. I gave you the link for the Built For You program. So that one, if you register for it, you can use the payment plan option, which gives you Klarna or Affirm to break that down. And will pricing be included in the next live? Yeah, we'll talk about how to price. We can talk about that today, but you just got to put your questions in the chat and then I'll talk about it. With your guidance, I feel motivated to finally get started. I like it. I like it. I'm excited too. All right, guys, that is awesome. Talk on the wall. I'll be back in a little bit. Like I said, I'll be on here all day for the most part, and we'll be training on and off. And I'll send out some emails for things that are going on. In the meantime, if you're not registered for any of the events or courses, take this time to get into them because we're going to start working through some of these trainings today. There are 18 courses in total. Get the golden ticket and use that promo code LABOR for Labor Day. Today's the only day it's going to be available for 70% off the training and the coaching. Okay. I will see you guys shortly. Until next time, which will be in about an hour. Happy signing.
Hey guys, have you had a chance to get a copy of my new book, The Ultimate Ron Guide? If you are ready to build a remote online notary business, then this book is what you need. In this book, I give you all the information that you need to know in order to build a successful remote online business, no matter what state you're in, as long as your state authorizes remote online notarizations. Head on over to Amazon today and get your copy. You'll be